This is Yuki. Her early years had been filled with uncertainty and changes, being moved from one home to another when she was just 7 months old. But things changed when this family adopted her, and she finally found a permanent home. Even though Yuki was thriving, they felt that she needed a companion, and after searching for a while, they found this puppy named Maple. When they met each other, they instantly became best friends and became inseparable. They loved going for walks, playing, and hugging each other every day. Yuki, who once alone, now filled their home with love and happiness, bringing joy to the owners and her new best friend. At their wedding, this stray dog with a broken leg came to see the celebration, laying down in the back, acting like he got an invitation, and even falling asleep during the long ceremony. When the bride and groom showed up, he eagerly jumped to greet them. Despite his injured leg, it felt like he wanted to go home with them. So that day, the couple decided to adopt him. They got him the medical care he needed, and now he's one happy and healthy dog in his new loving family. So that's why this French bulldog puppy loves to talk. And one night, when they tried to get him to sleep, he wanted to keep playing and started arguing back.
You need to go to sleep.
I told you no.
The arguing didn't work, so he tried to ask nicely one more time.
No.
He seemed to understand and looked at them with his innocent eyes. And in the end, they gave him a goodnight kiss and were able to get him to sleep. And then, before this little girl tragically passed away in 1862, she had a special bond with this dog statue. Every chance she got, she'd run to it and hug it all day. So when the statue's owner heard about her passing, he decided to gift it to her family. And so for over 160 years, this dog statue has loyally guarded the resting little soul. When this man was leaving his house, his dog named Hunter followed him outside without his knowledge. As the man drove away, Hunter watched him from the driveway, and when he stepped onto the sidewalk, the gate started to close, leaving Hunter locked out. He then went to the other gate to check if it was open, but found it was also closed. Hunter then returned to the main gate and waited there patiently for about 20 minutes. Fortunately, this kind stranger noticed what had happened and contacted the homeowner who let Hunter back in. While they were driving in the forest, they found these 2 stray puppies on the road, abandoned and left alone. One of them was a veterinary technician who started caring for them and taking them home. They washed and groomed the puppies, removing the dirt and grime that clung to their fur. And then they noticed that one of the pups had a skin infection and the other was infested with hookworms. She took them to the shelter where they were given proper medical attention and put up for adoption. Before homes were found for them, meantime, she played with them and gave them the love that they deserved. This stray dog came up to a group of friends asking for food, and when they gave him some, showing how hungry he must have been and how grateful he was, even from a small amount. After being apart for 20 days, this young monkey was finally reunited with his owner. The moment he saw his owner, he started shouting out of excitement and ran to hug him. This family had a dog named Angel who sadly passed away, and when they were holding a ceremony to remember her, they were surprised by how their other dog named Odin reacted. He seemed very sad, sitting quietly and going up to her picture a few times. This heartful moment reminds us that animals like Odin have deep feelings too. This dog loves his job as one of the best bat dogs ever. Every time he fetches the bat, the crowd and the players cheer for him. Players always pet him and even bring him new toys as a reward for being a good boy. His favorite is the mascot, whom he loves getting pats from, and after the game, he is always really exhausted, showing how much he strains himself for the team. Whenever this man comes home from work, he is very careful, trying not to scare his deaf dog, and when the dog realizes that he is home, she rushes to him, showing how much she loves him. After losing all of her puppies in a house fire, this dog became very depressed and even stopped eating, but her family had a surprise for her. They placed a box with a puppy in the backyard, and when she saw him, she thought he was one of her babies and immediately started playing with him. The puppy brought back her happiness, and you can see the sadness leaving her eyes. Right after this little boy's dad sadly passed away, a little bird landed on their porch beside him. He got on the ledge and sat next to it, and the bird didn't move, even letting him pet it. His mom thought it was his dad coming to say a final goodbye. Their dogs hate the vacuum, so he brought it out to yell at it to make his dogs happy.
Dogs, bad vacuum. Stop that. Bad. I got it, Ellie. Don't worry.
Tell it to sit. Tell it to sit.
Sit. I said sit!
And they were loving it, wagging their tails the whole time. This dog named Huck is a trained professional, and his job is to protect these goats from coyotes, and he takes it really seriously. But when he started to hear fireworks going in the distance, he became terrified and started shaking uncontrollably.
He's so scared right now, but he won't, so I took him into this corner stall to help him calm down. It's okay. Everyone's okay.
His human was there to try and comfort him, but no matter what, Huck refused to leave duty and knew that he had to continue protecting the goats, even if it meant being terrified of his own fears, making him the bravest guard dog in the entire world. The sheep in this video is named Nicole, and Nicole was only a few days away from being put down, but that's when something magical happened that quite literally saved her life. Nicole lived at a farm who bred her over and over, but none of her babies ever ended up surviving. One of Nicole's udders was preventing her from nursing the babies, and since this just wasn't profitable for the farm, she was no longer needed and was going to be put down. That's when a rescue organization stepped in and was able to take her in just before she was put down. This is the moment that she finally got to meet all of the other rescued sheep. They immediately took her in as one of their own, surrounding her with love and giving her a warm welcome to her new home. This squirrel is about to do something super unexpected. He's seen digging in this guy's yard almost every day, so this time he decided that he would record it to see what he was digging for. But then this happened. What? When this woman's dogs were trying to come inside, they wouldn't walk in the door because of the tiny dog blocking the entrance, completely scared of what it would do, even though they're about 100 times bigger. One of the dogs even thought he could sneak by without being noticed, but aborted the mission right when the little security dog looked at him, showing who's really the boss around the house. When they were at the zoo, a large group of people were watching this mama duck and all of her babies go down to the water, and when the mom duck realized how steep this was, she was realizing her babies probably couldn't make it down safely. But what she didn't expect is one of her babies would accidentally fall all the way down, and now they all have to go for it, slowly and safely walking down as one of her brave ones follow her. A large group was still up top, so scared to go, till one of them goes for it, but backs out, and then the other one falls right behind them. And now, one by one, they all start and make the fall down to the water, and it's hilarious. Every time they play this song, their dog starts dancing to it, and it's hilarious. Take a look.
In your face, you get sprung. Wanna pull up the front, 'cause you know that bike was stuffed. Even the jeans she's wearing.
This is Watson, a golden retriever who's obsessed with hugging his stuffed toy. Watson had a brother named Kiko, and they were inseparable for 7 years. But then, Kiko got cancer when he was 8, and they had to amputate one of his legs. He seemed to recover, but the cancer came back when he turned 10. It was heartbreaking, but Kiko passed away while Watson and their owner watched over him. A few months after Kiko's passing, their owner decided to give Watson a stuffed animal that looked like Kiko to keep him company. As soon as Watson saw the stuffed animal, he knew it was Kiko and hugged it tightly. It was a sad sight to see, and it will probably take Watson some time to move on from the loss of his dear brother. When this woman approached her cat, he raised his paws up towards her. At first, she found it to be a sweet coincidence. However, every time she went to lift him, he would lift his paws as if requesting to be held. These two dogs who were best friends grew up together, but when one of them had to move out, they were unable to see each other frequently. However, their owners organized FaceTime calls for the dogs where they would stare at each other and even try to communicate. You can see them already missing each other.